1 week. I had 1 week to make 14 videos. And as of this video being posted, I did it. I don't really know how to describe the current feeling in mind because almost all the videos have been posted. There's only one video that's still waiting, and that's the video right before this one. But the fact that I have done this is hard to comprehend. I'm not sure I'm even fully processing what I've done. I wanted to basically just kind of use this video to explain a lot of my thought processes through everything that had happened, and kind of work through things and give a closure to what was Una Sabbatorum, and just have a grand old time talking about all that's happened. So I'll be honest when it comes to these things. I don't have a lot of energy right now compared to when I started. Because when I started, I had not made any of these videos. There was nothing. When you saw Una Sabbatorum, the first video that was released, I had not recorded any other videos yet. That was the introduction video, and that was the first video I had ever recorded for this whole thing. Following that, I did about 3 other videos, and that was Edward Q-Tip Hands destroying my ability to smell, and one that didn't go through. I'd say that my quality from the beginning was a little bit loose, but I think once I got to destroying my ability to smell, all the way down to about self-wrapped mummy or suppressing my body for rotational energy, I think that's where I had the high peak of really good energy. But about the time I got to my ears are impenetrable, or maybe even the non-opposable meal, around there, especially in studying the fruit of life, I was lacking an extreme amount of understanding what I wanted to do, and I just felt like completely drained on ideas. I noticed that a lot of the time throughout those videos, I stuttered a lot. I had to cut out a whole lot. Like, when you go watch The Coldest Snack, I had moments where I was just sitting there trying to think of what to say. And I think that's sort of a sad reality of what I had made. It just, how it all kind of went downhill. I put a lot of effort into making sure I got 2 videos out every day. So I think that's what it sort of happened with me, is like, I'm like, okay, I need to sort of get this done. I need to put that out. But I think I sort of lost a lot of passion near the end, sadly. But I will say, even though a lot of the video creation, like, actually recording the video, over time I sort of lost myself in getting creative, I somehow made that up with incredible editing. I did some amazing edits. The thumbnails were some of my favorite things to make. Every time I finished making a video, I went like straight into the thing itself, looked over it, and I was like, okay, what frame can I use to make into a thumbnail? And it was just the most fun experience for that. I think similarly, the editing process when it came to editing each individual video was very, very fun, and I used what I could basically to work that into my advantage and try to make things a little bit better, cut out all the very quiet moments, cut out everything that didn't really work, and see, what could the ideas become if I put more effort into the post-production right after I had, recorded the video. I think more or less a lot of why I had felt like I was getting, I guess, drained on it was because I felt compelled, like, I have to do this, I have to finish it. If I don't, then I'm screwing it up for myself. I felt like I had, by the time I got to about suppressing myself for rotational energy, or maybe even the non-opposable meal, I was getting to that point. I was like, oh man, I really don't want to keep doing this. But I was like, I'm already, by that about time, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 or 7 videos in. I'm like, I have done half the work. I can't back out now. I need to keep going. And I think that's more or less what had compelled me to at least get to this point. And I'd say it's still kind of hard for me to process that I have done this, and then after this video, I will have no more videos to record for this, and it's going to be a really weird experience, I think. I don't think I've had it fully processed into me yet, but after this video, I'm not going to have to make any more. And that's crazy. Would I say I have any regrets? A few. I will say that probably most of my regrets come down to not giving myself enough time to rest, and probably what I would prefer to happen if I ever do something like this in the future. I even recommend this to other people who want to try and do a similar thing like what I did. Give yourself some time to rest and think over what you're doing. It's not a bad thing at all to take like a little bit longer to get your stuff done. Even if you like go to bed at like, I don't know, 2 in the morning, which I'll get to that in a second, but even if you get to that point where you're having to go to bed at like 2 in the morning after you finish and upload and all that, give yourself some time so you don't get drained, so you can actually finish the product and you don't feel like you're just going through a slog of getting it done. Because otherwise, if you're doing what I did, where you're doing 2 videos a day and you're just doing them rapid fire, back and forth, whatever comes next, it's gonna feel draining and it's gonna feel like you can't put in the effort to do it and you're just kind of lost on what you're doing. And so I guess more or less my recommendation to anyone who's going to do this, or to myself in the future, is, first of all, for me, don't do 2 videos a day ever again. But to anyone else as well as myself in the future, give yourself time to process what you did, so that way you can think more on, okay, what do I want to create out of this? What do I want to make, like a more funny joke or emphasize for something else? Give yourself time to process through things. Now, back on the thing I had said about the staying up till 2 a.m., there ended up being a process of how I made these videos that was sort of interesting. So, because of my life, I wouldn't have much time during the day except like the past 2 days as of this video recording. Because those days I had to go like either to work or whatever was in the way. I couldn't really record during the day. So I would get home around 4 or 5 o'clock and then finally have time to start recording. And then by the time I finished recording and had everything in order, I would take a little break for dinner and then come back, and it'd be around 8 or 9 o'clock. And I would then start recording, and then I would have to I would have to edit. And then by the time I finished editing both videos for the next day, it'd be around like 12:30 at night. And so I'd have to ship those onto YouTube and then have to wait for those to upload and render so I can go into the edit all the stuff like the tags, the description, the thumbnail, and also at the end, the little video at the end that like recommends you to the next video. I'd have to add that to the end, but I could only add that once the video was completely rendered in HD. It was a whole lot of work that only got me to sleep around 2 in the morning. And so it was really tiresome. I think I'm probably going to need to, next time I ever want to do videos like these, I probably am going to need to skip a day before I start editing. I'm going to need to like record them one day and then the next day edit it instead of doing back to back, because by then at the end, some of these videos I noticed have very just boring edits. Like there's not much to it. I think maybe the popcorn trick and I think another video were very bare bones edits. I think maybe the non-opposable meal counts as one, but a lot of these videos, whenever it came to late at night, I was still editing and I'm like, just cut out stuff. okay, maybe throwing a joke here with visual gags or zooming in. I noticed that was a big problem of mine when it came to late night editing. Late night editing, but I still try to do what I could to make the best out of it. What would I say is my favorite video? That's a hard tie between either destroying my ability to smell, which was one of the most fun videos to make, either that or maybe the coldest snack because of the editing, or maybe the self-wrapped mummy. I'm not sure. I think it's probably destroying my ability to smell was probably my favorite video out of it, but I'm not sure. I liked a lot of the videos. If I had to give a video I didn't like a lot, it would either have to be the non-opposable meal because I felt like I really didn't know the direction I wanted to go with it, or studying the fruit of life, which I changed ideas of what I wanted to do with that like 3 different times while recording because I didn't know what I was doing with that video. I was struggling to figure out a video I wanted to get out, and so I'd say that's probably one of my most lackluster videos out of all of them, but I think the majority of them are really good videos. I would say if I had more time, I definitely would have edited them better, and I definitely would have given myself time to relax and then go edit them. But Sally, I only had a week. I did what I could, and I think with what I did, it's okay to expect that 1 or 2 of the videos didn't do well. Like, I just want to say this to anyone who is ever trying to aspire to be a YouTuber. It's okay if any of your videos, if like 1 or 2 or all of your early videos, if they're bad, that's okay. Because as long as you know what you did and how it's bad, then that means you know how you can improve. If you know what you did wrong and you know what you could have done better, then that's all the better for you. It's never a bad thing to accept if you've done something wrong and to strive to do something better for the future. So if you ever are afraid that a video you could make would become bad, don't be afraid of that. Let that inspire you to keep moving forward and improve. That shouldn't make you think to only create bad content. No. You shouldn't create lackluster content. But if you end up creating that shouldn't strive you away, that shouldn't shy you away from ever wanting to make videos again. That should make you think, okay, I know what I did wrong, so why don't I improve from my mistakes and continue moving forward, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think you should really try the best you can, honestly. I'm struggling with what else I can really say for this video. I guess more or less I'm wishing there's some final thoughts I can really say, but I honestly think that getting to this point, it's been a really fun experience. I really wish I could do this again. Now I wouldn't do as much work on myself as I did before, but if I had a team to help me with this, if I had someone to, a handful of people to work with to where they can edit it, some of it, or have some sort of team I can help with directing this or whatever, I totally might do something similar in the future. I don't know. But as of right now, I think what I need is a good fashioned rest, because I feel the fact I actually got 14 videos out in a week like I promised myself, I think that makes everything so much more secure, so much better. I think I feel proud of myself that I actually achieved this, and I can look back onto this and go, I did this. I dedicated myself to posting 14 videos over the span of 1 week, and I think that's just something that's going to inspire me for the future. Would I have changed anything after all the thoughts that I said? No. I think I'm fine with what has come out. I don't want to take down any videos and repost any. I think what I have posted is good enough on its own. I will say that for a last minute thing here, I do notice that for a lot of the videos, I found a lot of understanding to myself, how I either act or I speak or whatever it may come down to. I found a lot of ways for which I can improve myself for the future. And I think I will use my experience from this to try to just see what I can do to be better for the future. But with all that out of the way, I think it's been a wonderful experience to share this with everyone willing to watch. I hope you stay around for the channel and see what we continue doing for the future. And if you ever want to watch these videos again, you now have the full playlist of all 14 videos. Everything is out there right now for you to watch. So you're free to go and watch them all again and give your thoughts on the full project as it is. So I'm excited to see what everyone else has to say about it. But with all that out of the way, thank you all for coming here and watching along with me on this journey. It's been a fantastic one, and I couldn't have done it without the wonderful, wonderful inspiration I've gotten from so many people and so much that I've seen throughout my hobby or career on YouTube and Twitter and whatever it may be. So thank you all for joining me on Una Sabbatorum. And until next time, I hope you enjoy your stay at the Three Side House.